Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Raging Loop. Last episode, a little crazy. Now we're looking for all these keys here to stop Japan from being destroyed at us. Even though they gave us a tip to go back to Chemi, I think I want to go through the darkness route. Maybe we can find some keys there. Plus we just have a lot of bad endings to go through, so let's take it from the top. I think, okay, raise hand is probably the first one. We can't do trap yet. Was there something before this? I don't think so. Just checking. Okay. I think we're Druchi. Let's try raising our hand. So this is when Hashimoto did the trap here. For a moment, I almost ignored that nonchalant question. But a second later, I almost stopped breathing. This was an attack. I had no idea why I thought that, but this was a deadly attack. What was I supposed to do about it? What was the right choice? We will not raise hand this time. Obviously, we chose raise hand at first because, I don't know. So we're already kind of suspect in the fact that we're showing that we don't want the snake to investigate us, despite being suspect already, is a little bad. So that's why I did it. I couldn't let myself be investigated before anyone else. Not when I was a wolf. It'd be bad if the snake discovered my identity, and having me become a topic of debate would be even worse. It was possible they wouldn't speak up about finding a wolf, but it didn't seem like silence was an option given the situation. You know, we never found out who the spider was, man. I'm actually interested in learning who the spider was this route. Not to sound cocky or anything, but if I were taken down, the rest of the wolves would instantly fall apart. I wasn't supposed to raise my hand, right? And after much hesitation, I didn't. On the other hand, 5 others raised their hands. Kanzo-san, Kyonosuke, Yasunada-kun, Mamiya-san, Yoshitsuru-kun. Shit. When I saw who stepped forward, I understood the nature of the trap. I unconsciously glanced at the one who set this up and found him looking right at me with a smile. Yet another damn blunder on my part. It'd be late, but maybe if I raised my hand now... Tuh. Hashimoto-san had me totally beat. That said, I wasn't sure if everyone would understand the point he was trying to make. But when I considered my current position... Despite his words, Hashimoto-san didn't sound the least bit troubled. It's more just not raising your hand. You just have to risk that they would choose you during the selection. He's just chilling. Mato's actually the one chilling. She doesn't care. She's fine. Oh, this is pre-Badger Mato, right? That's crazy. So now she's really chill. She is not angry. Only the ones who didn't understand kept their hands down. Everyone did as he said. It was unsettling, like Hashimoto-san possessed some technique that controlled everyone. We didn't raise our hand. We're cooked.
最初から聞き手に回るつもりの方ならともかく、話し手に回りたい方は、もっと強く、潔白の証明を求めるはず。実際、野里さんや織部さんの息子さんもすぐに反応した。
何か言うたびに疑われてはかなわんからね。
俺みてえな奴は、クソババアを疑っただけで怪しまれっからな。
そうそう、そういうね。
Incidentally, those two were designated because they were the secondary wave of those who wanted a voice in the feast, but had they realized that? Naturally, Yasunada-kun and Tanzo-san were the primary wave, and Mamiya-san could be right up there with them this time. However...
しかし、この後どう考えても、たくさん喋るだろうはずの方が手を挙げなかったのは、どうにも不思議で。
俺は蛇のカゴ車だ。
Oh, we both did it? That's crazy. I guess they needed to do it. Yeah, because Tatami also didn't raise his hand, so they wanted to prove they're innocent right now. Shit, what horrible timing. I'd been forced to out myself as a snake, and with Tatami-san at that. Now we just lose because people trust Tatami more. I just barely managed to avoid falling behind his declaration, but that could hardly be called a silver lining right now. Oh. It's crazy that I didn't believe Tatami was the snake for like the longest time.
あなたこそ狼だったのか。ああ、ちょっと落ち着いて。しまったな。蛇がもう出てきちゃうなんて。
Gonna say that kind of hurts the villagers anyways, even if they get me, because Tatami's, well, the spider would protect them maybe, so. I mean, there's no way Kairi and Haru would win without us, so. Haraki was right about that.
ちょっと待ってください。何ですかこの状況は。
俺が手を挙げなかったのは自分で自分を調べる発想が出なかったからだよ。
僕は蛇だから蛇に調べてもらいたいと表明すること自体微妙に嘘になるのを気にしていたんです。少しの嘘も許されない場においてどう
Now we're panicking. This is cool though. Cool bad ending. Hashimoto-san rose partially to his feet, exuding a pressure that intimidated even a man as sturdily built as Takumi.
なるほど。お二人ともそういう理由で挙手をしなかっただけで、狼だから調べられたくないわけじゃない。
当たり前です。
当然だ。
お二人とも
Okay, good question. We can't even clear Haru, which would gain us like Yasunada points, because it just doesn't work. I don't know who would we say that would help sway the vote. Maybe Rakako, and then Nosato would vote with us, or Yasunada. Maybe the brother would vote for it. But like Tatami just has an edge in popularity. I think we're just screwed at this point. I mean, obviously we are because this is a wrong choice. But I'm just thinking like, if I didn't know that, just logically what could we do in this situation? Okay, he went Yasu. That sucks for us. Who do we say? Like saying Mamiya isn't bad, but I think Hashimoto's cooking us. And wait, Meito's not spam voting us yet, so that's decent. I don't know, maybe it's doable. I think Rakako would believe us more than Tatami at least. Meito might believe us more. I don't know. I see, so that's why he acted that way this morning, and why he didn't out himself as a snake yesterday. Okay, solid choice. Yeah, just choose the primary targets, I guess, the leaders. It may have sounded a bit too good to be true, but he was the only one I could see possibly backing me up. There was also the seeds of malice I planted in him earlier. Okay, I forgot when that happened, but we are a little chummy with Kanzo right now. What did we do last time when me and Mamiya revealed Snake at the same time? Did we just leave both of them alive and see how their investigations went? I was the one who wanted to complain. The Snake had revealed themselves earlier, but this was a totally different situation from that previous loop where Takumi-san had done it so on the first day. It was the second day, so not only had the power been successfully used once, but now a liar had been successfully lured out. The longer the Snake survived, the better, but as a participant, they'd already drawn out more than enough information. So long as he was acknowledged as the real deal, that was.
俺が本物の蛇だ。
僕が本物のヘビです。
お二方とも条件は同じ。
Thank God we said it out loud at the same time, at least.
同じはずがあるか。こいつ嘘。
あなたの方が嘘つきだ。
Indeed, without any contradictions between us, neither of us could be selected.
これは二人とも生かして様子を。
This is what they did in second round, but maybe Hashimoto will change that. Yeah, Tsunade-san reached that conclusion, but... What? But then your auto hate... I mean, I guess the Snake loses. It's... I don't know. Yeah, of course this guy would say that. Just trying to get him on my side was a bust.
ああ、それでも構わねえ。
Wait, what?
俺はヤスが人だと知ってるし、おやすさんもきっと人だろうと思う。この嘘つき野郎がこのタイミングで厚かましく仲間の狼を人として出せた気がしねえし。
True. But what if he did Haru, and then they would never think she was a real wolf? Maybe we should have went for that gambit. I thought it was risky, but...
俺の知ってるおやすさんなら、狼になった直後、腹でも切って死んでるだろう。
I kept wanting to say that wasn't true, but unfortunately I knew nothing I said could convince them.
おやすさんとヤスが安全で、なおかつちえみはもういねえ。あとは俺と、よく頭と口が回るらしい不妻子がいなくなれば、
They can just win.
狼の頭目として残すとヤバいやつは、この中にいねえと俺は思う。
Kinda dissing, but it's probably true. The madness of the people of Yasumizu.
他の連中は、狼の頭が務まるほど悪知恵が回る人間じゃねえ。そこは俺が一番よく知ってる。間宮さんだけは知らねえが、俺らをうまく回せるような太刀でもねえと思ってる。
起点不足ってことかしら。認めた方がこの場は有利かもしれないけど、100年。
Well, she was tweeting the last time she was a wolf, but maybe it's just as Shemi and Mochi were crazy.
違う。あんたはあくまでよそ者って立場と振る舞いのままだろ。そうする限り、他の安水の門を率いることはできねえ。
なるほど。じゃあ同意するわ。
つうわけで、俺をくくるのはいい。だが、
Whoa, get rid of him first.
そんな話が通ってたまりますか。正しい蛇が生き残って偽物が死ぬべきなんだ。
人のために死ぬ覚悟がないやつは狼だ。
I actually think the Snake... I don't know about this play. I think it's better to keep them around and follow the investigations, maybe. I don't think throwing this... I mean, obviously, we know the other two wolves aren't that good, but, like... I don't know about just tossing the Snake this early.
暴論だ。
それ以上は水かけ論でしょう。投票に入ってもいいんじゃないですか。
構わねえ。
Damn it. Meito, save me. It wasn't even a contest. The vote was 13-2? Who voted for me? Or against... Who voted for Takumi? Maybe Rikako? Meito? Wait, I want to know who.
すみません。
It's probably Rikako.
春秋様。
The homie. Till the end. Rikako-san, the only one who voted in my favor. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. It's just Rikako and me. Dude, Meito. Maybe Meito is the badger already. Voted in my favor on the grounds that those who claim to have guardians shouldn't be taken lightly. Yeah, that's her. She said that before. Was the one pushing me.
気にしないでください。むしろあなたも僕の味方だと疑われることを考えたら優しくしてくれないでよかったんですよ。
あなたもとはどういう意味かな、不妻子君。
忘れないでください、橋本さん。 あなたが言葉尻を捉えるつまらない罠を仕掛けるから人は本物の蛇を失うんだ。
Spiting and death, but Yoshitsugu is just gonna throw it up, so it doesn't matter.
そうだね。その可能性もあるかもしれないね。
This man was insane too. His words lacked substance. Perhaps he'd gotten too used to insane situations and taken up a relaxed attitude to handle any gruesome circumstances. It made sense. I'd been a sore loser and slipped up this time. He'd won.
落ちなかれでいいのかな。
But we're gonna rise. I would return. I was hanged and died. I swore I'd return. And when I did, I wouldn't let these people kill me. That thought repeated in my mind until my consciousness swiftly faded into the mist. That was the first time we got hanged, right? Maybe not. I don't remember. I will watch the hymn corner. My boy. Sheep.
やっちまったな大将。いかにも人狼ゲーム的な失敗をよ。まあ回避自体は簡単だ。一応ヒント言っとくぜ。今回のバッドエンド23、題してただ手を挙げなかっただけで死刑についてだが、
Lowered
まあ
hand
大事がすで
lynching.
に示してるよな。手を挙げれば OK だ。
Yep.
戻る場所は
Thanks for the hint, sheep. It's funny now knowing that he just doesn't know what's happening. He's just saying the obvious shit.
一つ前だからわかりやすい。つうわけで今回はここまで。次も元気に。
Shouldn't you be cheering for us not to die? Now that you're our ally?
そういう夢だったってわけ。
See the dream talk.
次はもっとうまくやれ。羊が一匹。羊
1 million sheep. Alright. That was fun. Finally got to see actually falling into the Hashimoto traps. I think next time is we kill Hashimoto. End of the young leader. That when we kill Yasunada? No. That's when we kill Takumi.
あなたの説で言えば、安永は匠さんが蛇だということを聞いたかもしれないのよね。
可能性は、ええ、あるでしょうね。
じゃあ、安永もやはり。
そうですね。彼も早晩殺さねばならないでしょう。
At least we did fulfill her promise, the promise to her by the end. We did kill both of them.
明日、絶対に、安永を狙ってもらえるなら、今日殺す相手は、房石さんに任せるわ。
私は、どっちでもいいよ。
ありがとうございます。
However, if we killed one, we can go for the other one for a while. Today's choice was bound to greatly affect what happened next. Now, which one? So, we did this was actually a really hard choice in our playthrough. We did Takumi just because if he was the snake, it means leaving the snake alive for possibly 2 more investigations, like this one, and then we'd have to kill Yasunada, so 2. And I think it was just too much info to leave it around. Well, Hashimoto obviously is just super dangerous. So it's like basically, do we want to kill the better player or stop the info? And we did choose stop the info, but it was really close. Luckily we were right, but let's kill Hashimoto early. This time. My suspicions of Takumi-san being the snake were nothing more than that. I didn't really, like, I thought he might be the snake, but I wasn't sure. Even though he was. Unlike detective novels, people didn't always act according to logic. It was risky to take a web of strange words and look at them in black and white. Agreed. But you were right, buddy. But I was almost certain Hashimoto-san was dangerous. He had to be eliminated.
橋本さんを殺します。
わかったわ。だけど。
And I'm guessing we just lose because Takumi-san investigated us tonight.
ええ。 明日は安永君を殺しましょう。ただし、蛇の看護者が知れた場合は別です。
それは困るわ。明日は必ず安永を手にかけてもらわないと。
あなたは読み意味の宴を軽視している。そんな簡単に勝ち進めるものじゃない。あなたは息子2人と心中できれば満足かもしれないが、僕とハルちゃんはそうはいかない。信内明神の命をクリアして、
Or maybe we're just trying to die from Tayori right now, by the way he's talking.
僕にはその責任がある。安易な特攻作戦は立てられない。
わかったわ。じゃあ、もし明日の夜も殺さ
Or
れ
maybe
た
not.
場合
We're Gucci.
香織さん、それはダメ。
あなたたちに迷惑はかけないし、二人殺して、その日くくられれば、十分仕事を果たしたことにな
I
ら
mean,
ない。
accelerating 2 deaths with 2 important people is actually a pretty good trade. You're getting Crow plus a leader. It's not horrible. First, there's no guarantee she could successfully kill both, and if she did, that didn't mean the humans would simply kill Tayori-san. That had happened in a previous loop, but that was a hopeless feast led by Kyonosuke-shi and the wolf Yasunada-kun. In a feast as calm as collected as this one, they'd probably tie Tayori-san up and let the corruption have her, while they looked for the other wolves. Oh, that'd be a pretty bad. It'd still be 2 kills though, I don't know. Knowing Hashimoto-san, he would torture Tayori-san and try to get the identities of the other wolves out of her. I don't know. I don't know if he's a torture guy. He might be. But I wouldn't explain that.
もはや一切の約束はできません。しかしできる限り明日安永君を殺しましょう。現状の僕の精一杯の誠意だと思っていただけないでしょうか。
香織さんもわがまま言ったらダメだよ。
Come on, it's team. Teamwork is
うまくいけば
dreamwork.
結局みんな死ぬんだから、うまくいかせることを考えてくれないと。
もう辛いのよ。早くこんな人生終わりにしたいのよ。
香織さん、ごめん。わがままとか言い過ぎた。
はるちゃん、香織さん見てて。
どうするの？
僕一人でやってくる。
わかった。
This was the most humane and ethical choice I could manage. I wouldn't let the unfortunate mother and girl dirty their hands and push them even further into a corner. Justification was a wonderful thing. It could apparently drive people to easily commit acts that would be insane otherwise. Okay, we did kill him. I was gonna say, it's not like that. If the spiders were Kako, which I actually think she is now at this point, she would never protect him. The door to the hut was surprisingly unlocked, so I went in and committed murder with shocking ease. I used a nearby farming tool as my weapon. I severed the big man's head from his torso and chopped him up into bits to make work easier for the cleanup crew the next morning. Knowing Hashimoto-san, he may have left a dying message, so I thoroughly destroyed his body just to be safe. What about the camera? It doesn't work, so it doesn't matter. But it felt like I'd slain an evil troll. I'd done the deed in under an hour, and probably easier than it would have been if all 3 of us had done this together. As suspected, I found a camera, so I smashed it to pieces and buried it in the massive corpse. Why the heck didn't you look for a camera when you killed him in the true route here? I made sure to destroy it at an angle that would destroy the memory card. Maybe it's because Hashimoto was like the last person, so he was like really relaxed because he thought he wouldn't lose with the remaining people. I made sure to destroy it at an angle that would destroy the memory card too, in a way that made it look natural. After all, I didn't want people pointing fingers at city dwellers tomorrow for having it clearly gone out of their way to destroy it. Good, I was calm. I told the others it was all over, and then we parted for the day. Haru-chan called to me near the end of our trip back to our homes.
今日ごめん全部任せちゃって。
僕の方こそ、香織さんを全部任せちゃってごめんよ。
殺す方が大変でしょ。
思ったより楽だったよ。明日からも、血祭りについては、僕がやった方がいいかもね。
I wonder if we had the villain talk
なん
already.
だかんだで、息子を自分の手で殺した場合、正気ではいられなさそうだ。
言えてるけど、そうなったら、不妻子さんが殺されそうじゃない？香織さん。
それも言えてる。
困った人。
いやー、君もなかなか手強かったぜ。
ごめんね。
ああ、いやいや、それでも香織さんと対抗するにはめちゃくちゃ助かるから。
うん。そのくらいはするよ。できれば、明日は私も血祭りに行く。
だからそれは。
なんとなくだけど、善人面したあなたには背中を任せたくないの。
言うじゃないか。オーケー。明日は頼りにしてる。あ、昼は無茶するなよ。
うん。臆病で反抗期で考えなしの牧島春でいる。
え、普段のそれって演技？
違うよ。どんなバカでもある程度の自己分析はできるってこと。おやすみ。
おやすみ。
When I told her formidable, I was referring to back then. Yes, back in that time when she instantly killed me for trying to abandon my role as a wolf. Naturally, I had assumed she'd just give me a confused look. I said it was nothing and that'd be the end of that. I wonder what exactly she was apologizing for. It bugged me, but I returned to the prefab, took off the outfit and got changed. I'd learned yesterday that it was best to wear the costume with little clothing, so it was a simple task. The bloodstained wolf outfit would be gone come morning. I laid down and slumber soon took me away. The next morning, as I expected, the outfit had vanished. As I expected, there was a big fuss over Hashimoto-san's body, but what I didn't expect was that Takumi-san would beat the crap out of me the first thing in the morning. Oh no, yeah, he investigated us.
こいつが狼だった。
Rip. Takumi Moro was the snake. Since he knew I was part of the gang that killed Hashimoto-san, he didn't hesitate to use full force on me. The feast was over in a flash. Everyone voted to lynch me. I wasn't even allowed to vote on account of my face and throat being all smashed, so I did mean everyone. Given the situation, Haru-chan and Kairi-san didn't waste any votes on trying to save me, naturally. What was all that thinking for yesterday? Takumi-san really was a snake. He really did suspect me, and everyone really did trust him once he got the chance to show off his strength. I was embarrassed that I tried to act like a good guy. But next time I would get Takumi-san for sure. Oh, the mist was... Bad ending number 24. Watch in corner? Of course. We are keyless though. I guess they're not really big information dumps.
やっちまったな大将。これまた人狼ゲームらしいやられ方だな。あんまりめげずにヒント見て元気だしな。
Thanks, bro. He always knows how to cheer me up.
今回のバッドエンド24。題して、匠蛇の超説得力に手も足も出ず死刑について、こりゃ原因は明白だ。室匠を生かしてたからこうなったんだ。橋本雄大の危険性もわかるが、
Yep.
優先度は守らないよな。別の道に分かれるポイントは6。
Obviously. I don't think there's ever been a bad end where the branching choice for the bad end wasn't like literally the direct choice. Because some games do that, right? Visual novels where like the branching choice was earlier on, and then you get other branching choices, but you still get the bad end, just because of the choice you did like 5 hours ago or something.
つうわけで、今回はここまで。次も元気に死んでこい。
Ain't cheap. Alright. Well, that was fun. Sure. Next, we got... Oh, this is killing... So this one we chose Yasunada, but it got blocked by the spider. And this time we're killing Yoshitsugu instead, who's the crow.
こんな茶番たくさんだ。
And I think the why I chose Yasunada is he's more of a threat, like gameplay wise and leadership wise. And if we're trying to kill Yoshitsugu that's not anyways. He's not gonna learn anything new, so like the crow power doesn't really matter for killing them in order. If I remember right.
早く済ませましょう。
そうね。早く済ませよう。
Alright, Yoshitsugu this time. The crow. At least we would actually kill him. We would kill Yoshitsugu or Ribe. Killing the crow was a very logical move for the wolves. Even if Kanzo-san were alive. Oh yeah, it's because like we killed Yasunada because everyone already knew who Kanzo was, so like the crow basically did nothing the next day. And then if we killed him anyways, it's essentially fine. While Yasunada was a bigger target, like gameplay wise again. Even if Kanzo-san were alive, I didn't think anyone could imagine Kaoru-san was a wolf actively killing her sons. Still, it was important we had a consistent story.
吉次君でいいですね。
吉次。あ、吉次。わかったわ。ようやく楽にしてあげられる。
I was getting pissed off again. Was it because I was twisted and playing the part of the villain? Yet the two of them were supposed to be acting like they were the good guys.
香織さん。
何？
あなたが殺してくださいよ。
Oh, there goes the good guy persona. Otherwise, the story wouldn't make sense. If the murder was done out of motherly love, the crime needed to reflect that ideology. Because there's no way she could do it. And then she would suffer. Suffer.
わかったわ。
She shouldn't be alright with it.
私もするよ。昨日は任せっぱなしだったし。
徹底的にやるんだよ。原型が残らないくらいにね。
なんで？
痕跡を万が一にも残さないためさ。とどめを刺した後なら相手を苦しめることもない。
なるほど。わかった。
香織さんもいいですね。
ええ。
ならないで。
Suffer. His room was just to the rear of the dining hall. It was a small room used for storage that he started sleeping in since 2 years back.
安永が寮に入ったことをずっと気にしていたから。寂しいものね。
Like I cared.
どうぞ。
I handed her a grassicole nearby.
せいぜい頑張ってください。
I finally calmed down after watching Kaoru-san wail as she chopped up her son. In the end, Haru-chan just mostly watched blankly from the sidelines the whole time. By the time we had to carry Kaoru-san back to the dining hall once she collapsed from exhaustion, my irritation had faded. Haru-chan took care of undressing her. It would have been hard to redress her, so it seemed she just removed the outfit and put her to bed. You're happy.
つくづく狂っておられますな、町の方。
僕は狂ってるわけじゃないですよ。
じゃあなんで香織さんをあんな風に追い詰めて 薄笑いなんてできるの？
安心したからだよ。
は？
僕は基本的にその場の常識や道徳観念に合わせて生きてるから、それらが狂ってると僕も狂わなきゃならない。僕は香織さんの中に息子殺しを拒もうという心があったことに安心したんだ。よかった。
Yeah, he's weird. Araki's a weirdo in this route, especially.
腹立ち紛れに香織さんを殺してたかもしれない。
そういうのを狂っておられるというのじゃ。
なんでですか。最初に狂った方の責任は一つも取らずに、ずるいですよ。
褒めておる。貴様のおかしさは我にもまだようわかりませぬゆえ。ゆえに惹かれる。
僕はあなただけはお断りです。
Yeah, I like God, but she kinda, by the end of this route, I kinda did not like God anymore.
ほう。つれなきお答えじゃ。何故？
だってあなたは何でもないです。
Because you're underage.
おしゅうございましたな。
うるさい。
Just now I felt like I was on the verge of realizing what God was. But that sensation vanished like mist, and I returned to the prefab with dissatisfaction lingering in my heart. Alright, how does this go around? I actually don't know. Yasunada must cook something up, I guess. I must have been really tired. I awoke to the sound of someone knocking on the door. They were making quite a racket. I opened my eyes and looked out the window to see Haru-chan. Did Kairi kill herself? Because we made her do that, maybe? Quickly got up when I realized something wasn't right. Oh no, dude. See, this is why you don't push her. You know she gets crazy. It was dangerous to talk about that sort of thing during the day. I looked around outside in a hurry, but didn't tell if anyone else was there in the mist. Still, I invited her in and locked the door so we could continue. Okay, so she killed Yasunaga. It was then I finally noticed Haru-chan's breathing was ragged. There were tear stains on her cheeks. Yeah, it's actually your fault, buddy. Should have known. Now wasn't the time to persuade her. I left her behind in the prefab and went outside. I armed myself with a stick to be safe and headed for the plaza, but by the time I got there, everything had been resolved. The dining hall was a sea of blood. In the midst of it was a blood-stained corpse that apparently belonged to Yasunada-kun. Behind the counter I saw the adults, or rather Hashimoto-san, pinning Kairi-san down. Hashimoto-san leaned on Kairi-san, leaving her gasping for air and moaning in agony. She must have been hurt. I couldn't believe he still had a poker face on in times like these. The spurt of blood on his chest only accentuated the oddity of it all. Not that I was in any position to say anything about it. I took Rikato-san out of the ring of people surrounding Kairi-san and got what we needed. Kairi-san screamed and raged after being bound, but in the end could do nothing as we locked her up in the dining hall. Though we were all present after I brought Haru-chan back, the oppressive atmosphere didn't fade. Why would you even ask that? First she lost her grandfather and now the boy who'd been like an older brother to her. There was nothing that could possibly cheer Haru-chan up. Still, we had to do the feast as well as decide how to handle Kairi-san before that. With Kanzo-san, Tatsumi-san, and Yasunada turned gone, Kyonosuke, Hashimoto-san, and I ended up with the biggest influence out of necessity. I was a little surprised that the two of them had agreed not to torture Kairi-san from the start. Maybe I was the one messed up for finding that surprising, but both of them were avoiding tormenting a fellow villager. I said earlier this episode, I didn't think Hashimoto would be the torture type of guy. Thus, I played along with them, knowing it'd give me an advantage. On the other hand, there is the matter of how to deal with Kairi-san. While the people of Yasumizu were calling to hang her immediately, Hashimoto-san and Mamiya-san had different ideas. So we were right on the money for this part earlier in the episode. That they would just let her die to corruption so they can hang someone else.
あんな恐ろしい人間を放置するのは確かにゾッとしますけど、ここは冷静になるべきかと。私たちはカラスのカゴ車を失い、さらにもう一人の人を失ったんです。遅れを取り、ここにいるのは10人で、昨日の牧島さんが狼だとは思えないから、狼は確実に3人残っている。その子がムジナが狼に寝返るならば、狼は4票よね。まだ人の方が6票、多数派だわ。
それで余裕があるというのかね。もし今日宴で誤って人をくくれば、明日には4対3になってしまうぞ。おとなしく彼女をくくり、5対3の状況を作った方がいいのではないかね。
He's saying if they hanged a villager and let Kairi die. I doubt that.
今明らかになっているのは、猿が2人と蛇だけだ。
Oh.
ちなみに不妻子君。
We already cleared Haru. Oh, weren't we supposed to, like, say that Kairi was a wolf today? And let her hang? Oh, that kind of ruins our plans. Okay, we didn't clear Haru yet. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, no. This, cause Yasunada, that's blocked, so... We only cleared Haru. But that's, like, less important, cause that just let, Yasunada trust us more. What? That's Tai, Mamiya, Ratato, and Nosato. So you would just think Mamiya and Tai were werewolf. I always like Nosato, man. He has good gameplay theory, even though sometimes it's not right. Because I kind of agree with him here. If I was in his shoes, obviously reality's a little different, but logically speaking, he was right. See? Very logical. If the snake continued investigating with the spider protecting them, there would be no more unconfirmed people before long. If the humans could kill a confirmed wolf, they'd have more than half the votes over the wolves and would gain plenty of time until they could secure their victory. However... Ooh. Are we actually pushing to save her?
義継君があんなひどいことになって取り乱した彼女が安永君を殺しただけってことは。
そりゃあなんだね。
Why do you say it, Kaori?
香織さんは言いよった。
That could have been an interesting angel to attack from.
自分は四つ狼様の看を受けた本物のお守りなんじゃと。それで。読み人であるあたしらに救いを与えるんじゃと。息子はあれで救うたんじゃと。
Tai-san's eyes shifted toward the pool of blood. So Kairi-san had confessed everything. What a handful of a teammate she turned out to be. Which is funny, because she was really clutching the Rio route when you choose the right options by the end. Her self-sacrifice was nice.
なんだか設定がおかしくないですか。
そういうお話も上藤吉の方にあるみたいだけどね。 とにかくくくるかどうかは宴で決めればええ。香織さんは置いていくしかなかろうね。
なるほど。僕も同意ですね。そうしませんか、皆さん。
No one objected.
ではもう、集会堂に移動しましょうか。ああ、野里清之助さん。
何かね？
さっきの話ですが、もう一人狼が見つかるなら、
He found
話
another
は
wolf.
別でしょうね。
Sure, but it's risky. Had a bad feeling about this.
杯が回った。宴を始めようかね。
橋本氏のさっきの続きを伺いたいね。
あれから考えたんですが、この中に狼が2人いるわけですね。僕と鴨志田近持くんは猿、不妻子くんが蛇で、牧島春さんが人、そして芽衣子ちゃんが多分ムジナ。
なんでもないもん。あのおばちゃん話して。
So true, Meito. Free my girl, Kaori.
こりゃあ狼は大変だろうな。
どうだろうね。小さい子だからみんな処刑をためらう。狼から見れば失いにくい。
Too bad she keeps voting me.
彼女は。まあ、僕としても彼女を殺す気はないけどね。
True, that's why Badger's fucked up, man. Because you have to kill her. You have to kill her when you're a team werewolf. What's up with that?
それはともかく。
これは失礼。とにかく、この場で正体が確定してないのは。
So that means 2 of them would be werewolf if you believe Haruati.
上松さん、それに Q ちゃん。この4人の中に狼がいると。
一応数字の上では。
ここで僕は狼の側になって考えてみたんですが、ちょっと違和感があるんですよね。
橋本さん、あんまりもったいぶらずに。
もったいぶってるわけじゃないんだ。実のところ、これは違和感に過ぎない、ただの感想だから。それで誰かに容疑をかけるとなれば、慎重にもなるよね。さて、織部さんがおっしゃっていたことを僕は結構重視していて、彼女はどうやら善意で殺人を行っているようだ。
バカなことを。
バカなこと。
It's a little heresy.
皆さん
But who the fuck knows what's going on with that religion, honestly?
どこが同じなもんかいね。狼は読み人の棟梁よ。汚れと恨みで人を殺す。
いやいや、そうじゃなくて、皆さんがくくると呼んでいる処刑のことです。あれをやったら救われるっていう考え方なんでしょ。狼に殺されるよりはあっちの方がマシと。
そりゃあそうよね。
そうやってご自分の側の殺人行為をおためごかして正当化している点は同じなんです。
Kind of went over this before. Wolves believe they're good. Villagers believe they're good. All killing for justice.
よその方にはわからん。
Ooh, Ty's raging.
橋本さん、それ本来は私の役じゃないですか。
Of course they scripted this shit.
失礼。とにかく
I thought they were scripted when they're talking outside the feast. There's like one line Mamiya said that sounded so sus. It sounded like it was scripted to me. Yeah, this, well, don't keep us in suspense, tell us. That seemed like they planned it out. I just didn't say it. They were like bouncing off each other a lot.
である以上、彼女は当然真っ先に息子を殺してあげたかったと考え、何しろ今日の夜を待てずに安永くんを殺してしまうほどだ。捨て身でね。気になるんだよね。なぜ最初の死人が
Because of Chiemi.
安永くんでなかったかというところが。
And would this be like, I guess that would prove Chiemi wasn't a wolf? If you believe
最
that?
初に死んだのは芹沢だが、あれが狼の仕業でな
Or
いの
Takumi? Is that what they're talking about?
ええ、ええ。室
Okay,
匠さん
Takumi.
です。
Oh, is he trying to say because he was a snake? And we wanted to take advantage of that first?
そんなに妙ですか？彼は常に話し合いの中心にいましたから、そこを崩そうとしたんじゃ。
それも確かだけど、織部さんはとにかく息子2人を
Someone
殺してあげ
convinced
た
her otherwise?
という気持ちだったろうし、それなら安永くんを殺すのでも結構狼としてはありだと思うんだよね。
He had a point. If he killed Yasunaga-kun, there was a good chance of us throwing the piece into emotional and conservative chaos. Which meant that Hashimoto-san's argument was...
なぜ狼は織部さんの意見を却下してまで室さんを狙ったんだろうね。
Yeah, because they thought he had a guardian.
その時はまだ香織さんは殺しにそんなにこだわってなかった。
Okay, yeah, I see where it's going. And they're gonna put sauce on us. I don't know if they'd vote to kill us, though. That seems really risky. Like, what if we are the real snake?
ただ、よりありそうなのは、初日の機会を芹沢さんに奪われ、2日目の殺人も却下されたことで、追い詰められた彼女の暴走。
Shit, how'd he know?
どうしてそれがよりありそうだと？
彼女は自分が狼の加護者だと。要は狼だってことでいいんでしょうが、それを自ら口にしましたでしょ。もしこの騒ぎが他の狼の承諾のもと狙って起こされたものなら、これは絶対言わない方がいい。くしくもさっき不妻子くんが言い出した単に気が触れてことに及んだって疑惑、あれを言い張れるからね。彼女がただの狂人のふりをしてれば、僕らは今頃もっと悩むことになっていたでしょうね。
なるほど。
つまり室さんの死までは狼側の計画通りだったけど、織部香織さんは承服していなかった。だから今回の騒ぎを起こしたってことですよね。これがどう広がります？
つまり室さんを殺害することを主張し、昨日まではそれで狼を統制していたにもかかわらず、そんな狼がさっきの4人の中にいることになるんだけど、正直ピンときません。すみません。これはある意味で皆さんに人の上に立つ力がない
My boy Nasato can lead, kinda.
悪口になってしまう。しかしまず女性だ。ここの奥ゆかしい女性がある
Who's the lady? Probably Rikako.
織部さんの提案をわざわざ蹴る気がしない。山脇さんはご年配だから力関係は上かもしれないが、それであえて強権的に匠さんを一番に殺すかな。
絶対にせんわよ、そんなこと。
それは詭弁でしょう。香織さんが最愛の息子を早く殺すことにこだわった以上、同じことになってもおかしくない。
どうしたのよ急に。
この人は僕に疑いをかけようとしている。
There we go. Might as well say it out loud. Don't let him just run with it.
不妻子くんは黙っていてくれないかな。
I had to stop him. I had to stop him from swaying everyone's hearts.
野里さんに
Okay,
つい
keep
ては
interrupting.
おそらく安水住人との不仲からそういった連携はうまく取れないんじゃないかと。
勝手な決めつけだ。香織さんは場の調和を重視する女性で、清之助さんに最初だけ従っただけかもしれない。
少々思うところもあるが、まあ、
Okay,
そう
logical, man.
それに私ならば、室より安永君を優先して排除する案に同意しただろう。
Can always count on my boy.
そして Q ちゃんについては言うに及ばず、よそ者の主張をあなた方が聞くとは思えない。
Wait, actually, I don't think Nosato helped at all. No, I thought about it. I thought he was backing me up, but it's kind of rough saying this stuff because it's like we're saying, oh, they can be a wolf, but then that's gonna make them turn on me. So it's really hard to argue our validity here.
ということは、狼のリーダーはこの中にはいない。おかしいな。これまで確定扱いにしていたところに何か嘘があるんじゃないかな。
Mochi wouldn't vote us out. I think he'd vote with us. Rikako would vote with us. But we're still cut if the other four vote. Plus Mako.
そんな必然的に自己申告に過ぎない蛇の加護者が狼。
そういう想像、いや妄想したってことですよね。
気づいてるかい、不妻子くん。君は今日妙に発言が少ない。発言すると
Well, because you're attacking me. It's called self-defense.
自分に濡れ衣着せようとしている人に。
Yeah, I don't get that argument.
やめようよ。言うならあなたも随分イライラして見えますけど、橋本さんだって不自然じゃない？
うん。残念ながら、僕は
He is a monkey, yeah. It's so hard.
猿だからね。特殊な背景のもと、殺し合ってる人たちなら、100歩譲ってそっとしておこうと思わ
But
ない。
we're an outsider, so we shouldn't be able to kill people this easy, is what he's saying.
よそから潜り込んだ誰かさんが、ここの事情に悪乗りして、狡猾に殺人をしてるってのは、胸くそ。
だからそれはあんたの妄想だって言ってるんだ。僕が凶悪で狡猾な人間だという勝手な前提に基づいた。第一、あんたは言ってるでしょうが、よそ者は狼を率いることはできないと。
True.
パートナーだか愛人だか知らないが、間宮さんをかばって僕を非難するダブルスタンダードもいいところだ。
That's actually a good point. I didn't think of that. That's a good point.
は？聞き捨てならないんだけど。あんた
No, well, probably shouldn't say the lovers part, but yeah. Can't claim outsiders can't lead and then say we can lead.
まあ、その可能性もなくはないが。
Okay, there's Nosato helping us.
違いますよ。私は橋本さん。
Okay, nobody cares about that. You don't even need the lovers part, just because you're friends. Good, it was a huge risk, but now I cast doubt on Hashimoto-sen's side. Now I just had to press some more and...
君はもうよそ者じゃない。ここの
Yeah, but like, we're basically an outsider. I don't know. We're still fresh. They don't all trust us yet, I think.
君は狡猾さを発揮していたように思うね。強引に新住人となり、最低限の信頼を得た。すべてそうやって堂々と蛇を名乗る肝っ玉と口先があれば。
I mean, that's true. We are sly.
もできたかもね。もっとも最後まで言いくるめることはできなかったようだけど。ああ、これは信頼感が足りなかった。
I don't know if you won, bro.
ご愁傷様だ。
I think we have Rikako, Mochi's, maybe Mochi's, and maybe Nosato's vote. Like, I don't know. I don't think this is a slam dunk, but we do lose, obviously.
匠さんあたりがヘビだったと気づいて、 始末する決断も下せたことだろうね。そもそも君はどこの誰なんだい？なぜこの集落に潜り込んだ？事情をすべて知ってるんじゃないか？
His verbal assault was entirely based on speculation, but it was a well-crafted story.
だから全部が全部推測じゃないか。
Yeah, no proof. Of course it was, because it was the story I had actually put together. His deductions just happened to be right on the money, that was all.
じゃあ、推測でないことを言おうか。
Okay.
あるならば言ってくださいよ。
なぜ知っていた？
は？
昨夜の犠牲者が織部義継くんだったのは消去法で分かったのかもしれないが、彼の死体のありさまをなぜ君が知っていたのかな？
I don't even remember the slip up. Fuck.
君は知らないかもしれないが、君が起きて
Already told us.
ずっと前
I don't know. We're
遺
cooked.
体は片付けてしまっているんだ。
ちょっとその時の経緯を知らないんですが、香織さんは本当に義継君があんなひどいことになって取り乱した彼女が安永君を殺しただけってことは。
Okay, here's how we counter. We're just making assumptions based on every other corpse, because every other corpse was horribly mangled. I feel like that's a decent counter, no? I'd said something a wolf couldn't have known?
何のことですか？
そうだね。とぼけるしかできないね。
何のことか本気でわからないんです。そんな妄想で。
妄想か。説得力のある仮説かは僕や君が決めることじゃないな。
Just then, everyone stared dagers at me.
投票に行きましょう。
Guess we're cut. I'd been completely defeated.
それでも僕は狼じゃない。
Naturally, everyone voted to hang me, even Rokako? That's unlucky. Ho-chan voted for me too. Yeah, you had to. As she was right to. Cleaving off the lizard's tail was a good choice. She didn't need words to cover for me with. At any rate, 2 wolves had been eliminated in the same day. This was all Kairi Oribe's fault, and a little bit of us. Was that the way I should think, or should I think that I'd handled her the wrong way? It's both, because we handled her the wrong way, but also she did it, so... Seriously, was there a way for the wolves to achieve victory here? It's funny, because like the whole playthrough, since we never chose any bad endings in like in this route, it felt like the game was doing so well from start to finish, which is crazy. Was there a way to step over that brilliant cameraman's corpse and press onward? I felt like I was playing a troll game designed to be impossible to win. I continued to lament the absurdity of my situation until the very moment my consciousness sunk into the mist. Game over. I will watch the hint corner. We did that all. I don't know why we didn't just argue that. Well, every other corpse, which we have seen because we helped with the cleanup, has been brutalized, so it's just easy to assume. Right? I don't know. Is that a bad argument? I feel like that's something at least. Mad Mommy equals total defeat death. Crazy title. Honestly, that sounds like a that could non-ironically be a modern light novel / web novel title. And Mad Mommy equals total defeat death. I could actually see someone writing something like that. That's funny. Crazy hint. Totally would not have got that without Yuship.
それで起きることは明らかに狼としてはマイナスなことなんだが、今回に限っては
Yeah, because we got blocked by the spooter.
まあすでにおなじみの織部香織の暴走だから、ここは多めに見つつ、後の展開を見て納得してくれや。
Typical Kairi rampage, you know what we expect of her.
次も元気に死んでこい。
Alright, guys, but that's time to wrap up this episode. Sadly, we couldn't finish the full darkness route, but there were some longer bad endings, but they were really fun. I kind of like the longer ones. We finally get to see Hashimoto cooking when he's usually just sidelined because we were just playing well. But yeah, he's a really good player, man. But thanks for watching. We're going to continue the darkness stuff and probably go to the Chimmy scene for the tea. We're continue the tea hunting to save Japan next time and save ourselves. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Later.